Match of the League of Barons. I am your host, Stephen Ford, joined by my color man, Charlie Hicks.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just making it through another Tuesday. Another fantastic day of working from home, and then we've got X-Wing from home. So all of the toils and tribulations, but also the pleasures of normal life, sort of.
You have the labor and also the fruits of your labor,
True.
all in the same location.
Absolutely.
So tonight we've got what looks like a real good game of X-Wing. We have got uh, our own Joel Killingsworth playing Jacob Anderson. I'm actually not 100% sure where Jacob is from. Maybe we'll grab that from him in the in-game interview, unless you know.
Well, I've actually got a little intel on that since I played him last week. Jacob is out of Dothan.
Oh, okay, all right. So he's a super local. He's a long local.
Yes, he is by way of the Beach Highway.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I'm going to take a look at Jacob's list here, kind of do a little rundown, then I'll let you take a look at Joel's. So Jacob has brought a pretty classic setup here with Covanel, running Heroic, Leia, R4, and Hull Upgrade. And he's got a trio of generics, three red squadrons designated by their colors, black, blue, and green. Running kind of a mixed bag. They all have S-foils, obviously, got a couple heroics, and then black actually is carrying the black one title. How fitting. So that looks like a pretty good little jousty list with some Leia shenanigans, some Kova shenanigans. Charlie, what are you seeing over there on Joel's side?
Well, Joel's rocking first order, so we got a very thematic matchup over here. So he has Hollow, and of course Hollow's favorite talent, which is Proud Tradition, and also Pattern Analyzer. Basically, letting him get multiple actions feels pretty good. Lieutenant Rivas, who can take that stress token that Hollow wants to throw at somebody, and he can use that to turn it into a target lock, which feels pretty good. Muse, who also has Proud Tradition. So Muse can basically disappear a stress or take hollows and disappear it. And then, of course, meat and taters over here for First Order. You've got Kylo Ren by himself.
Just a naked and afraid Kylo Ren. The mask is off.
Indeed.
Alrighty, well, I know I have played Joel running Hollow. He's a big fan of the Proud Tradition setup with Hollow. Haven't seen this specific list, but it was something that he was a big fan of back when the TIE Baron just dropped. Fitting, he's going to play a TIE Baron in the League of Barons.
Oh yeah, I mean there's so many permutations of gameplay with Hollow interacting with Proud Tradition and also interacting with the pieces that synergize off of stress or mitigating stress. So it's one of those things that as you play it, you develop a whole lot of different strategies and tactics. So a lot of that, I mean, he's run that fairly consistently since it's come out. So be expected to see a couple of neat tricks here and there.
Yeah. Real quick, let's see if we can just call up. If I can remember how to do it. There we go, Lieutenant Rivas. So after a ship gains a red or orange token, if you don't have that token, you may acquire a lock on that ship. All right, that's cute. That's a cute little maneuvering there. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. It's not really going to apply much to Jacob's list a whole heck of a lot. Oh, and we are already. They have dials set, and we are already into turn round or round one, ladies and gentlemen.
indeed.
So looks like Rivas is off to a quick start with Muse right behind.
Yeah.
So Joel's setup here. Obviously, Jacob's got a big block of joust over here. Joel is probably not quite the joust as Jacob is, and so obviously he's going to look to maybe apply a little pressure in there, maybe in the center of the map, hoping that Jacob's T70s are still kind of wandering down this board edge here. Though four straight, they are moving pretty quick and gonna go ahead and take a boost in to get the angle, hopefully.
Yeah, I imagine that Joel definitely wants to entice Jacob into the clouds over here just to see if he can disrupt some of that focused field of fire. And if he can kind of pare it down to where he's only facing a couple of guns rather than three or four, then his pieces have a pretty good chance. And then, of course, Kylo and Hollow out here on the flank, they can scream in and or they can also play very non-committal, kind of buffering off of these clouds closest to his corner,
Right?
and basically waiting for Jacob to overplay, which Jacob's come in pretty fast, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And the clouds obviously are pretty big help for Joel, rolling those three green dice versus Jacob's two. So I think that the ties for sure you wouldn't mind, Kylo as well. You probably wouldn't mind facing a couple of shots through a cloud. You get some passive bonuses there on Kylo with the force tokens. Probably have your
Now,
own.
one thing you'll want to possibly be looking as a leading indicator with Rivas and Muse where they are. That's going to at least roughly telegraph where Hollow wants to be, because those are going to be the most effective mitigators of any of Hollow's tokens or anything like that. Not that he couldn't throw anything to Kylo, but those are going to be his usual suspects.
Yeah, yeah, that all sounds pretty good. Now, obviously, Joel here, he's kind of letting his ties occupy the middle, and with Kylo and Hollow, he kind of stretched the flank there with Kylo and is keeping Hollow in. You got to have range two for that ability to work. So it looks like he's kind of already establishing his plan here. He's going to try to get Kylo in, hopefully behind, well, the whole formation really, but Bakova to begin with. Uh,
And we can't
see.
forget how good these dials are for the first order ties, and that's even before you start taking into effect that Muse is effectively able to do these sloops and engagements without any detriment whatsoever.
Right, yeah, the dials are already great, and they are going to be picking up stress between Hollow and Muse. Stress is going to be disappearing and reappearing, etc. Joel already showing off a little bit of Hollow's ability there in the early going. Looks like Kylo's got no shot, which was, I think, pretty obvious. Checking here with I think that's a blue squadron, the blue-red squadron, also no shot. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty typical first round for X-Wing where nobody gets a shot, but they're all pretty well set to be in range next turn. So it looks like we're gonna have some round two fighting.
Oh yeah, we're trading paint next round for sure.
And now, of course, with the League of Barons and the online play, we do allow both players, if they agree, to either play TTS or Vassal. And if y'all are feeling nostalgic for that Vassal view, we can always pop up here to the overhead camera instead of the classic. We're trying to kind of get that side angle that everyone's familiar with, the Gold Squadron, the GSPN look here. But if people want to see a little more top down, we can always go there. We can get a little more fancy. We can watch it happen from Jacob's side, and as well from Joel's side. But it's maybe a little too much. Little destroys the map information.
Got those high production values today.
We're trying. We're trying to work with what we got here. So we got a couple of dials set here for Jacob already. Joel kind of taking his time with his dials. Charlie, I think it's always an interesting tell, and especially both on the tabletop and online, uh, when someone is setting up a play and they already have it in mind, and they immediately just pick up one dial, set it, and set it down. Like if Joel instantly set Kylo's dial, like he had the play set. We're not seeing that here though. He's kind of taking his time, thinking about his options, just kind of looking through what maneuvers he can make. What do you think? Where's this fight gonna happen? Where are they gonna meet?
So right now, what I'm looking at is red expert number 2. So he is effectively kind of locked in to where he's probably going to do a 1 to 2 straight just to kind of slow roll up this gap. So you could pretty well reason that that's going to be an engagement somewhere between these 3 gas clouds closest to his Lieutenant Rivas.
Right. Okay. I feel like that's a pretty fair assessment. It'd be interesting to see how many guns Joel can bring on, how much firepower he can bring to bear. Because right now, Kylo's positioning, if he declines the full flank, right, instead of going behind all the gas clouds towards Kova, if he turns in, or really banks into the middle of the board,
Mhm.
you have the opportunity to put all 4 of Joel's guns into firing arcs on the center of the board and maybe catch T-70.
Right.
Um,
So I would expect Kylo most likely doing a 2 bank. He could get greedy and do a 3, but I don't think that's very prudent because he can very easily close the distance and trim that down with a boost. He doesn't want to overcommit Kylo. I mean, his dial's great and everything, but like he also doesn't want to get into a situation where Kylo's isolated, where the rest of his ships still have to get to the gas. So
yeah. And
there's no reason to go that fast right now.
And I mean, if you were to move that fast, you could probably pretty safely say that the black T-70 down at the bottom of the board would get a shot on you. But if you went fast and Jacob didn't mind clipping a couple of clouds, you could potentially have three dice guns with Kova shenanigans on Kylo in that beginning round, which probably wouldn't feel like the greatest initial engagement.
Right. And Kova with Leia is the wild card here. You have to throw away a lot of your assumptions. At any given point, one of these ships can basically do whatever it wants. So, uh, I mean, Jacob's going to keep that in his back pocket. I mean, it's not something that he has to worry about right now, per se, but once he gets into what might otherwise look like a dangerous situation, he could just go ahead and change the rules of engagement at will.
Yeah, Kova is one of those things I still haven't really gotten a chance to put it on the table, but it looks fun. It's maybe a little pricey for what it's doing, but it certainly looks effective.
Oh yeah, and it's very frustrating too because I mean, even trying to pin Kova down, she's got enough HP to where she can trade a couple of rounds, but she's also extremely unpredictable just with the ability to completely disregard. Like if she wants to stop or reverse, she can do that. Uh, there's
Well,
no, there's not a whole lot pinning her down into predictability.
let's see here. Looks like Joel has chosen his lane for his two tie FOs, sending Revis and Muse both down into the center of the board. Um, right
I,
now, with the black red squadron just going forward like it did on the 3 bank, the boost, he might be able to clip the back edge of Muse there.
right. That was pretty pretty safe on Joel's part because the X-wings out on the flank probably weren't going to participate in any meaningful way to the engagement. Now this one right here could do a 2 straight. No, uh, he's going to do a 4 straight instead. So
Yeah, I think he may have gone a little faster. I think he was maybe looking to drop in behind and then do another boost and kind of bring them into formation with each other.
right.
So I think Jacob might be, a little disappointed by how fast he ended up going there, trying to mesh a 3 bank and a 4 straight. Now this T-70 comes in on a
Mm.
4 straight and is going to bump into Rivas. Now that's a dangerous place for a T-70 to be,
You know what?
especially with Hollow and Kylo yet to move.
Right. Now, it all depends on how they choose to take advantage of this. I think it's not in a terrible position if Kylo's coming in, just because of that gas cloud buffering. Now, if Hollow decides to just stack the box, which probably is going, then it could be in trouble. We'll see how that
Right.
goes.
Yeah, I mean, the bump helps. It takes one shot away from the T-70 coming in, but you've got Muse sitting there at probably, I mean, it's almost certainly range 1, and then Hollow can come in at probably range 2.
Right.
Now, it looks like Kova just coordinated. I do believe that is something Kova can do.
That is something that Kova can do.
Kova did just coordinate a focus. So that does help out the bump, at least a little bit. And
Now
you don't get
this surprises me. I mean, it surprises me slightly, but I mean that's well within the
well
possibilities.
now. Joel might be in a really good spot with Kylo all of a sudden. He's got the blue on the 4 straight, can pick up the lock on a tokenless Kova, right? Spent the force, and then also used her action to give the bump T70 in action. And all of a sudden, Kylo is right up behind Kova with a target lock and 2 force. That should be a pretty well modified shot.
Yeah, I guess he wants to take away that unpredictability as fast as he can. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he leverages this out of the next turn.
Charlie, I'm just going to check with a little procedural update with you. I do believe you do have Twitch pulled up just in case you have any questions coming in.
I
just want to make sure
do,
you're looking
and
at
right
it.
now our chat is empty.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, it's just we've got the house to ourselves. It's like watching a
You and
Cleveland
me.
Browns game.
You and me. Like watching a Cleveland Browns game. Geez, that just feels terrible. It looks like Joel is kind of debating his move here with Hollow after 3 straight, trying to consider probably his ranges.
Right. So he's got a particular way that he has to work his actions with Hollow.
Right.
So basically, you take that token to either target lock or barrel roll, which he's gonna try to get all in. You would think. Now,
Right.
the
So
question
now he
here
is
is okay. Yeah, he's getting the lock,
right.
and so he'll probably take the strain.
Yeah, he's already got the strain out there, so he's probably gonna boost forward, I would assume. As a
Either
strategy.
that or take the focus. I mean, you could boost forward to
There's
try
no
to
way.
pass the
You
strain off to. I'm
can't
sorry.
take a focus. I don't think you could take a focus on that one, could you?
Okay.
Got the target lock. Well,
Yeah, he's fine with keeping the strain for himself because any shot that's coming in, well, he's actually out of art. Never mind. So no problem.
all right. So it looks like we've got Hollow firing into our first T70 here. That's going to be a range 3 shot. And we're going to go ahead and jump over to the dice. Our wonderful dice cam. And Joel, 2 hits and a crit, Charlie. How do you feel about that?
Rather be lucky than good. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Joel's both.
The T70 not showing anything particularly impressive here. We're going to see if they actually play according to the dice box rules that we told
Let's
them
see.
about earlier. Not seeing any damage going down just yet. Oh, here we
Looks
go.
like we're putting paint down now.
All right, so that is 2 damage taken onto the blue-red squadron. So that's 2 shields down. And now we've got Kylo looking for, just clipping the range 2 shot there. They took it away before I could zoom in on it. Jump over to the dice. Joel.
Rolling with
Sloppy use of the
violence.
roll there.
Disrespecting your dice box.
Oh, I know, right? Got 2 hits and a blank on that one. Does have a lock now. Looks like he's going to go spin that lock. All right, here comes the reroll. Oh, change it to a focus. That doesn't count. So 2 hits and a blank.
Blanks in the blanks. You can't be lucky all the time.
Cool, we're rolling 2 greens. For 2 focus. Ooh, that feels not good. No force token to spend. That's going to be 2 on Kova as well.
Well, with no defensive mods and Kylo effectively running to the hilt, it could have been 3.
Yeah, it very well could have been. taking some damage is better than all damage, I guess.
Absolutely.
All right, we're looking at a shot from Kova
Yep.
here. Kova's got nothing. That feels pretty bad.
Oh, just
Black's
a bit
Spark did
outside.
not clip Muse. Oof, that's feeling worse and worse here. Now we do have the range one shot here into Muse, who is sitting on a focus of 8, so feeling pretty good. Let's jump over to the dice. So range 1, 4 dice, just a focus. Coming in on 3 with the focus of aid. And they're shuffling the dice around. I'm not sure why.
We've gone Wild West with these rules over here.
Well, they're just kind of moving around. Not sure how I feel about this.
If the machine breaks down, we break down.
Got to
That
stick
was
to
a
the
crit.
institutions.
All right, so he should correct that too. There we go. We did it. And probably spending that focus, I imagine.
I actually missed where the crit came from. Where'd the crit come from?
It was off of his roll.
Ah,
So,
okay. It just got bumped.
3 hits and a crit. No,
That's
you
pretty brutal.
can't dodge them all, Muse.
I'm not sure why we suddenly decided to not roll in the dice box. But fine. They don't like it, I guess.
I don't like all these outlaws over here.
I know. Well, the good news for Jacob, of course, is that rolling the 4 dice over it does guarantee damage into Muse. Nothing you can do about that. So that is Muse's shield down.
Yeah. He's a little sad when fully tokened and you still take damage. It's going to be a bad time.
Well, I mean, the range 1 just kind of ensures it, right? So now
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
like we've got Muse coming back at her oppressor. Muse, one focus. Already spent the focus, or was it the evade that Joel spent?
Spent the focus.
So that is a nothing hit there.
Yep. So that's
And now
risky.
Rivas. Looks like Rivas got that range 2 into Kova.
Just barely.
Not
Almost hit obstruction, but we were clear by a little bit.
They need to figure out if they're going to roll in the box or out of the box. Killing me right now.
You know, we're living in a society, Stephen.
I know, right? So that looks like 1 hit going into Kova. So shields down on Kova.
Which
obviously Kova's still got 6 more hole to go, so not feeling super bad yet, but not great.
and the problem now runs into, well, it's less of a problem in this situation, but you've got the potential, at least. And Joel's got to be considering that he can turn these reverse moves white with Kova if he just wants to back that thing up into Kylo over here. I mean,
Yeah, now the real question is if Kova committed, and let's get back to our full-on vassal view here, if I can get it to go through. There we go. If Kova commits to the 1 bank back, right? And Joel is just doing, say, a 2 straight with Kylo, right? Do the 2 straight, we'll fix it with a boost later. That might end up being, like a range 0.5 with Kylo just blasting Kova.
it could. That's true. So that may be less. Now, if it's a bank move though, that's the one that I'm, because I think the
Joel's
bank
got to
does
be
bump the
aware
bill.
of it. Yeah, Joel's got to be aware of it. Now, Kova is stressed from the coordinate as well.
Right.
So even though you back up on the backup and you make it white with Leia, you're still not having mods either. So you'd be into that modless phase again. So I don't know what you want to risk. I think you want to find something that's going to naturally be blue for you, and maybe keep Leia as a mod, or maybe to help out one of his other ships, maybe his He might be looking at Talon rolling that lead T70 now, the
Uh,
Blue Red Squadron.
Now, something that's going to be really interesting is Red Expert 3 and Red Expert 1 coming around the bend over here. If
Down the road, yeah.
Yeah, if Hollow doesn't step on the gas, she could get bullseye pretty easily.
Yeah, now they don't. I guess you're worried about Bullseye just in case they have the card flipped. I guess.
Oh no, I'm that's more of a turn of phrase than a game mechanic. Sorry, guys.
We're going for a colloquialism. Now that's a game function. Now that's an important term.
True, true.
You got me over here looking for crack shots or something.
No, but definitely, I mean, could be facing a lot more heat than probably would want to face with Hollow
Yeah.
over here. So,
All right.
I mean, now there's ways to get around it. I mean, you can hard turn over here and kind of boost around this cloud, so kind of go the opposite way, which is that might very well be what we see here. Um, but you can pretty much count on those X-wings screaming in here pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Jacob gave up, 5 shields for 1 in that initial engagement, which doesn't feel super great. You got to think he's looking for something out of this turn. Uh, yeah, at minimum to stem the bleeding, right? You don't want you to be taking 5 more damage in a round, and you'd like to be getting something back for it.
Absolutely. So probably in this situation, because you've got to start looking at uh, where's the points, where's the leverage, and everything like that. And right now, he's not in a good position to do anything about Kylo, other than potentially mitigate a massive shot coming into Kova, which we've talked about that before. So I think right now, he's really going to need to lean into Hollow to either scare him off or try to get half points, which can happen in the blink of an eye.
Right, right. Let's see here. So Joel's got 3 set. He's still considering the lead Rivas, and it looks like Jacob is maybe thinking about Kova here. He's going in there and clicking on that dial again, but uh,
Now, another thing to be mindful here is all of those goodies that you either get or ignore with these red moves. So uh, be on the lookout for Rivas to do a 2 sleep right here because there's
yeah.
no reason not to.
Which
And
that's something. If Jacob hasn't seen that 2 sleep possibility, he could very well try to run Kova away from Kylo and just end up bumping Kova right in,
absolutely.
which may very well be why he went right back to that dial there just a moment ago. Um, because yeah, you got to be aware of the stress mechanics going on in Joel's list. So here we
Right.
go. And you know what? We were wrong. It's a 3 hard.
Okay.
Uh,
And
looks like
he did go over the gas.
he did clip the gas. We're gonna see a roll for it.
Now they're rolling dice on this side. It's
I
anarchy.
know it's anarchy. All right, so there's the
Dogs and cats
string.
living together.
So I guess this move, instead of kind of the block maneuver, this is banking on Kova backing up here.
I wonder if he knows that he also gets a target lock off of that.
How does he get a target lock off?
Rivas's
Oh, because
ability.
he took a red token, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
There seems to be maybe some discussion here. Yep, here. No, there's a target lock for Muse. Oh, there we go. Now they
Okay,
figured it
he's
out.
fixed it. He's he's got it.
So it looks like, does he just lock Muse with Rebus, I guess?
I'm yes, but I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm maybe they gave the ability, but not in an impactful way. I'm not sure. Well, either way, Jacob now, as you pointed out earlier, swinging both of these kind of trailing T70s in pretty quick, picking up focuses, fishing with some arcs, looking for that hollow catch.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he's going hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is looking at the block potentially, depending on what kind of blue Joel was looking for hollow.
But also, if Hollow turns tail feathers, that ship right there is in a pretty good spot to do some threatening of it.
Yes, definitely. Now, so Koa does bumps into Muse, which not the most end of the world thing because he does still have his force for Leia. But here
Right.
comes Kylo pretty hot. All right, Joel's taking the lock. If he would just use the action bar for it, it'd be so much simpler. Okay, I guess both locks are on Kova, maybe. That's what that was.
Gotcha.
As opposed to, yeah, locking Muse didn't make any sense.
That makes more sense now.
I assume we're going to see a barrel roll come in here. Joel's moving the force tokens out of the way.
Yeah, that just kind of mortgages his options for the next round. That's not a bad idea.
I mean, the stress is hardly the end of the world. Muse is right there.
Right. Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you value Kylo more than Muse, which you should,
Mhm.
then Muse can just pick up and keep, or well, Muse can keep her own stress and get rid of Kylo's.
Yeah.
Maybe Muse is range 2? Or is
Yeah.
range 1?
No, it's from Kova. They bumped.
I'm not talking Kova. I'm talking
Oh,
Kylo to Muse.
oh, Khaled Muse. It's going to be
Because
range
if
two, I
Muse,
imagine.
yeah, I think Muse's ability is range 1.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look here, and
0 to 1.
Muse is range 1. Yeah, okay. That's yeah, because Kylo doesn't have the option for a boost anymore. So,
I mean,
um,
it's a silencer. That chassis is really good. He's not going to worry about stress. And
yeah,
now looking at Hollow, and of course, the prudent choice,
yeah,
deciding not to.
yeah. Joel correctly diagnosed the risk there of Jacob swinging around with a couple of big guns, and is just going to say, "What if we don't? What if I've got a gas cloud here?"
Yeah.
So that's range 2 to Kova from Kylo.
All right. So I guess they're going to roll on out in space now. They're just
They're gonna
escalating the
roll
level of
whenever they
chaos.
feel like.
do
Yeah, that's
do what you
fine.
want, man.
X-Wing is freedom? Oops, that's
X-wing
not
is
what
entropy. Is entropy freedom? Freedom? Wow, freedom? I don't know.
you'll get there. All right, so
I
it
know,
looks like we
right?
spent the lock on a reroll here. Got 2 focus showing. Does Joel go for that? Yeah, there's the force spend.
Oh man.
Hope if I stay on the dice, wouldn't it? The single die roll for Kova. That is an evade, but it is still going to be 2 more damage going into Kova. So
This
that's
is
2
also a
classic.
good time to point out that Kova does have a hull upgrade. So, I mean, it's not impactful necessarily in this situation because that puts him over the threshold officially now for half points.
Yeah, Kova is halved at this point.
So, got first points on the board.
And as expected, it looks like we're not going to see much any. Oh, just outside. All right, so there's a range 2 obstructed shot.
Which, don't hate this. I mean, Hollow just has the effect of the cloud at this point. So, you could potentially put some real pressure on him.
Yeah, there's no tokens here.
Yeah. This is a terrible time to roll 4 focuses.
That would feel pretty bad. So that's just a hit and a focus. So I imagine we'll see the focus spend here.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is. All right, Joel facing 2 hits. And that's safe. There's a couple focus there, but not enough
Not
focus.
enough focuses.
All right, so I believe that's going to be it for the T-70s. And now Rivas looking at that range 2 shot into the already damaged, I believe that was green red squadron, maybe blue red squadron. Blue red squadron.
Yeah. Red Expert 2.
I put colors on him. He color coded his dials. I don't know if it's stuck though.
Yeah, but unfortunately, one of the commentators is colorblind, so wrecked.
Oh, even worse. I forgot about that. 2 hits out of Rivas. And that is a single evade.
It's creeping closer to half points there.
So that is half points there, yeah. Or not half points, sorry, that's a
No,
shield.
not yet. We are
Yeah, we need one more damage, yeah. And yeah, Rivas not gonna have a shot. So we are moving on into looks like round 4 now. So Charlie, Jacob brought a pretty jousty list. He's been struggling though to get his guns all to show up. Joel's playing the plink game where he's getting 1 or 2 shots around, and he's winning that way. What does Jacob need to do to reassert some presence in this game to get himself back in here?
He needs to identify an opportunity to use Leia's unpredictability to get Joel's cautious positioning to work against him. And that's really difficult to do because Joel is a fairly cautious player. He is less liable to jump in for pure aggression's sake. So, uh, what you're going to be looking at is, is your condition still hollow at this point, which I mean, he's positioned to the point I would say yes. So at that point, what do you need to do to make that happen? Uh, Now, I would say in this situation, there's probably not a way in this next turn to make Leia's ability impactful, but
Now see, I actually might disagree there because I think this turn is the turn where Kova is really set up to make good use of one of those reverse.
oh, you think Bane can let Kylo pass in front of her?
I don't know that Joel is unwise enough to let that happen, but I do think that Kova, getting that one bank, moving backwards towards the lowest gas cloud there, so that's like a one bank to her right, I guess.
Right,
Um, that swings the arc and kind of sets her up to move forward, kind of towards where Hollow is going. Muse obviously is able to turn around, but not in like the most wonderful position, I'd say. Uh,
right.
and backing up like that with Kova, Kylo suddenly runs out of most of the places he needs or wants to be. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
this was the turn. This is the turn where the opportunity is there because Rivas has to move first and took a strain. So you could dial in the one hard, and I believe you could fit in front of Kylo. Um, but if you do that, you don't have a way to block the reverse from Kova, and you're gonna end up sitting directly in front of Kova at range 1 with a strain on you.
Yeah, it feels bad.
Yeah, and she's gonna roll 4 dice
Oh yeah,
with some kind of mod. So I think this is the turn where you go for it. Now it's very possible. I guess Rivas could just say whatever and go ahead and uh, dial in that sloop, dial in that K turn. But I mean, if you sloop right here with Rivas and Koa backs up, it's a range 2 engagement. And yeah, Joel's just gonna
yeah.
gonna take the wise course, decline that, and just do it too hard.
He wants points on red too.
Yeah, I mean he's right there. There's no reason to not focus on that.
Yeah.
Uh, Clears the strain and goes in and gets set up for a pretty good maneuver here. Muse coming in hot with the sloop,
Oh yeah.
and
No
does look like
reason
we hit
not.
the gas cloud.
Oh.
So that's the stress. Did she hit the gas
Yeah.
cloud or not? I thought I saw it flash
Did
there for a
did
second.
overlap the gas cloud. That's correct.
They
Did they
didn't. They didn't
resolve
overlap.
the gas cloud?
I didn't see a roll.
I didn't either.
All right. Well, we got the 3 Talon here coming in out of the blue-red squadron expert, the damaged one. Pretty conservative one bank there, but that does set him up well for Rivas with the next T70.
If he saw the matrix with red 3 and did a 1 straight, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that he would clip that cloud. It'd be real close. I
I
guess
think
we can
I think he would
get a
clip it.
little get a little more inventive with our camera angle for the viewers at home. I think you would clip it too, but it'd probably be okay. We are going to go ahead and see a boost here.
Yeah, I don't know about that boost. I think it. Oh wow. Okay, so that was clean.
Yeah.
If he had done the
Uh,
one straight, that would have gone over. I'm pretty
I
certain.
mean, even if you touch, like you probably land on the cloud, but even so, it's range one, tokenless. You got a pretty good shot.
Mm,
I wouldn't feel bad about that ending there.
no, not at
Um,
all.
but I do like where that front T70 is currently sitting. Now we move the target lock. Now that's your sign. There's the
There we go.
reverse.
Yep.
All right, Leia
Go
to
once
force is
again.
gotta be burned. Here's the focus. Makes sense. All right, Joel's kind of looking at what's happening here. So we got the two straight, and there's the Kylo bump. So
Yep.
yeah, again, not the worst result for Joel. There's no
Not at
shot
all.
here for him, but you're also not going to take any fire in return. I mean, that I guess the one T70 might try the range three obstructed, but why?
Right.
Oh, Joel getting squirrely here with Hollow,
Huh.
flipping around, looking to maybe try to come in here and make something happen, but it's
Yep.
the right time to do it. You're not facing any fire. I am a little surprised by it though.
No, because you take the stress, you take the focus with proud tradition, you pass the stress to Rivas, who then takes that and then gets a target lock over here on red two. I mean, it's a Rube Goldberg machine. It all just kind of works.
Yeah, but I don't know that Rivas will even get a shot on red two.
Uh, that's yeah, that's a range three shot. Oh, that's surprising though.
Going for the lock here. Okay, looking for the damage. Now I don't think Rivas has arc on red two. If you look at how they're sitting.
No, you're looking at red one. It doesn't have arc on red one. Red two out
No,
over.
no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, you're right. I got crossed up here. Need to figure out a
That's
way to
fine.
mark these better. You are right. Rivas does absolutely have red two in arc, uh, but he does have red one threatening pretty well. So it looks like weighing some options here. Looking to pass that token. There's the stress, as you said.
Yep.
Now let's see if we remember the ability.
Oh well, I mean, he brought Rivas to play. You would think.
Yeah, but I don't see it happening.
I
So
don't either. That's a missed opportunity right there.
yeah, that's the kind of thing that adds up on you pretty quickly. All right, looks like we're gonna go into red one here, the first one. So let's jump over and see where their dice are today. All right, here we go. Joel with hitting two focus, spinning the focus, looking at three hits out of hollow. That's a pretty good little result right there.
No.
And evade focus blank, pretty average as rolls go. And no tokens to defend with that, so that is going to be a couple of shields coming off here.
Yeah, it's the X-Wing. He'll take on the chin. Can't do that for much longer though, but he can do it now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not bleeding any points yet. All right, Kova looking for that shot on Rivas here, range two. And I think Rivas is the right choice. Even though he's got that focus, you've got a couple of shots coming out on Rivas. I think it's the right choice. I don't know though. Muse is already missing a shield.
Muse is missing a shield, and
Jacob might just be interested in getting some points. Did we just was that his role? Yeah, looks like
yep. So he's going to spend that for two.
yeah, spin that focus for two hits here, yeah. I'm not sure who he's defending here with, but we're gonna find out, I guess.
Ooh,
That's just the single evade.
you're going to have a bad time. Looks like it's going to be Rivas. I'm not seeing any cloud getting flipped.
Yeah, there's the shield off of Rivas. All right. So shield's down on the TIE-FOs, not the end of the world yet. It doesn't look like any shot there for the trailing T-70. And here is the payoff, the range 2 going in to Rivas. So shield already down on Rivas. Still got the focus though.
Looking to go ahead and get some half points here.
That's the dream. So that's a hit and a crit.
Ooh, that's within the realm of possibility right there. Oh, he's got
That's
to spin to make it happen.
2 focus to take no damage on Rivas. Feels bad.
Yeah, but you have to imagine that part of that is to try to debuff him, because if that shot gets any hotter, of course he declined his lock as that missed opportunity. So if you take away the focus, then he's throwing a little bit
That's true though.
less
That's
heat.
almost a defensive shot then. So it looks
Absolutely.
like we got a range 2 here going into Muse. Take a look at some dice. We rolled for, they just now realized the strain was a thing. So that was a roll and had no consequence. Ooh, hit
Ooh.
crit. That's some natties.
Oh man.
And that's 1 of
Ooh.
8. That's a hit and a crit into a shieldless Muse.
This could be the end of Muse right here. We're definitely
Let's see
getting
what that
points.
crit is. Definitely have points, and that crit looks like a
Wounded pilot.
wounded pilot. Not the end of the world, but we do see Jacob getting half points into Joel here. So still, 31 to 16 in the points. So it's not like we've gone real far, but it
Oh
does
yeah.
kind of close that gap up. All right, looks like Muse is looking for some revenge here into Kova. Oh, double
Oh.
crits. Woo! That's a spicy roll right there.
Oh no.
Oh no! Double crits into Kova. And let's see what we're gonna get here.
Oh man, if there's a direct hit in here, this is well no, it has to be 2 direct hits.
Yeah, it would take.
It's-
Yeah, you get a fuel leak in there, right? Not that. Talking about direct
they
hit.
re-rolled the oh, I guess he
Oh.
had more defense dice to roll. Okay.
Well, he was. Yes, he was at range 3 there. So that is 1 extra evade tacked in there. So just the
Makes
1
sense.
crit.
Yep, disabled power regulator. However, that's unfortunate.
Disabled power regulator. Kova's already shot, so not an immediate impact.
That's actually not terrible, because you have to look at the positioning here. Well, now, because you're not going to get threatened by Kylo this next turn.
Right, yeah. Kylo is definitely not going to look at Kova. Kylo's going to have to do something to turn into towards these T-70s and maybe try to get some damage in there.
Right.
That little maneuver to force the bump certainly gave Kova some pretty good positioning for this turn.
Yeah. He's also got to be really careful too, because I mean, I suppose because if Kova is doing the one straight here, I'm just taking a look to see how that might potentially impact. Now, however, that's not going to happen until next turn. So Kova's
Yeah,
actually got a little bit of
the ion's not
position.
there yet. Yeah, it's waiting in the wings.
Right. That puts a whole layer of interesting on things. Now, kind of getting back to what we were talking about before, I mean, where's the opportunity now for Jake to apply that unpredictability?
Yeah, I mean, you could potentially do a backup to the left and not clip that gas cloud, um,
You
and let
could.
Kylo slide on by you.
Yeah, that gives you 2 possible shooting rounds. I mean, you don't hate that. That's pretty good. Uh,
Now, I don't know that that's the right call though. I think chasing Kylo is with one gun is kind of foolish. But Jacob does have the opportunity here to maybe kind of do a pinwheel with all his T70s and turn all three of them into that gap, and then bring Kova moving forward and potentially block Kylo's move. And a blocked Kylo with three dice attacks coming into him could feel really bad.
right.
I'm not saying
So,
it's going to happen, but there is a threat of that. It does exist.
yeah, because if you thought that that was going to catch you something, red 3 is in a pretty good spot to have a Leia Talon roll.
Yes, that is very true, and I believe Leia reaches out just globally, if I recall
It's a
correctly.
global effect.
Leia is a global effect. That is confirmed.
Yeah, once per round, find a ship, do what you want, man.
Just cost the force. Feels good.
It's free real estate. So we've kind of looked at some of the opportunities and options here for Jacob. What about Joel? What are we looking at here? So right
Well,
now,
right now, I think Joel is kind of in command here, and he's going to try to find ways to hold on to it. Obviously, Rivas is hurting, and so is Muse. Like both of those guys are hurt, but neither of them are worth that much. Hollow and Kylo are the big cannolis out here. So, bringing Muse in towards Kova probably doesn't feel terrible. Rivas just kind of needs to wander off to nowhere and hope he doesn't die. And try to give yourself a couple of turns there where Hollow and Kylo can really get in and make a more or a greater impact than they already have. Kylo's already made a pretty good impact.
right. So I mean, if you're trying to seal the deal here, I think that he's probably going to be picking up some speed with Hollow to go ahead and try to get Kova in a fairly as close to predictable as Kova gets position.
You think maybe
So you might be looking at a 2 hard over here. Just once Rivas clears the lane.
a 2 or a 3 hard?
Does that have a 3 hard on the dial? It's been a while since I've flown them.
I honestly don't know what their dial looks. I do believe they have a 3 hard though.
Well, if it's got a 3, then do that one.
But you're looking for your fastest turn, is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely, get in there.
Let's see if this works. There we go. We got a tie interceptor dial or tie Baron interceptor dial up. It does in fact have a 3 hard. It is in fact white.
Yeah, sounds good. Do that one.
Now let's just hope we can get rid of it because I don't remember how to do that. I use the function. What if I regret the function? There it is. Okay, simple.
So what you're saying is we're more Ocho than
We are super Ocho right now. Let me assure you.
yeah.
We're almost like the wave A. Okay, let's just be honest.
If we could broadcast this by UHF.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so Rivas is coming in, using that great TIFO dial to clear stress. As you said, clears the lane now for Hollow to make some kind of a hard turn. Picking up a focus,
This
keeping it simple.
this is also really nice because it's potentially disruptive if he does have the Talon dialed in for red 3.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Yeah, you don't really mind bumping on a Talon, but if you were laying it, you do mind.
Oh
So
yeah.
Muse making yet another sloop with the Proud Tradition. And now I believe,
He's gonna resolve wounded pilot.
yes. And have they decided to roll that over here now? We don't know.
I heard a die roll somewhere. Wherever they decide to roll it because it's the Wild
Didn't see
West.
an extra stress go in there, so.
Yeah. So we have to
Now,
assume safe.
yeah, now Rivas does block that lead T70.
Mm.
Oh, we're gonna bump chain. Rivas, the master blocker here, blocking two T70s on a very nice 2 hard.
No, but
It
not
doesn't
that one.
catch the last T70.
But he's probably not got enough real estate to boost in to take advantage of that. So
Not
not going to
towards
be able to focus
Revis.
down Rivas.
Revis? Revis? How do you pronounce that? Revis?
I've
Revis?
only seen the character in a comic, and there's no pronunciation.
That doesn't tell you anything, does it? No.
No, it doesn't.
Whatever. We'll just keep butchering it as we go.
Indeed.
And now, of course, the one T70 that he's got free and clear is your number two, who is hurting pretty badly.
Right. So don't necessarily want to trade in that situation.
Oh, Kova
Ooh,
getting aggressive here.
putting some spice on it. I like it.
Three banking with the Leia to clear the stress. But you do clip a gas cloud, so we're going to see a roll here. So the action's gone. And that will be a
Oh,
strain. This,
oh
depending on
no.
where Hollow ends up here, this could be really bad for Kova.
Yeah, we could be looking at an initiative kill here.
Yeah, yeah. Hollow sitting one up on it. You've already got 3 damage on Kova, so you've got what, 3 more to spare?
Hmm. Now, the trade-off here is Hollow getting in here for that kill shot puts him right in the danger zone. I mean, it's unmodded shots, but that's
Yeah.
still dangerous.
Yeah, now there you do end up seeing two T70s by doing that. Now Kylo taking the I don't want to call it the coward's way out, but it's just a talent roll off to nowhere.
I don't like it.
Um, no risk to him, but no real reward there either.
Yeah.
I don't know where there's an errant tractor beam token on the board. Not sure where that came from, but we'll just ignore it.
No, no. Apply the effect. Do it.
And now
Huh.
Hollow taking a pretty simple move here, just moving straight, trying to keep the options open. And now, like you said, getting aggressive with Hollow exposes her to a lot of guns.
Right. And if there's anything that we know about Joel's style is that he is not going to put himself out there. Like most opportunities, he's going to be pretty cautious about that.
Well, and
Now,
especially in a situation where you already know that you are up on points, right? There's no reason to start flinging the biscuit around and risking it when you're already winning.
right. So now he is in a little bit of a concerning spot. So he's going to be looking at one clean range 2 shot. And I believe that Kova coming in would be an obstructed shot at range 2. So I
Ooh,
mean,
it's real close to whether or not Kova is over that gas cloud. We're going to zoom in
I'm
here for a closer
I'm
look.
right
Oh, no.
on top of it with the
You are
JFK
right
back
on
and
it
to the
there.
left.
That is
That is
absolutely obstructed.
yeah, we've
So
got about five fat pixels lined up in a row.
looks like Joel might be contemplating barrel rolling out of these arcs here.
Right. I think that's the smart way to do it. Just get out. There's no reason to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, there it
he's
is, the
gone.
barrel roll. So that gets you out of one firing arc, and you're facing a range 3 obstructed from Kova.
Yeah, you're not mad at that.
Unmodified,
Just
doesn't
take
feel
it.
terrible. Yeah.
We'll let fate decide.
I mean, you got a strain, but if you somehow gave up half points here, that'd feel like pretty big fluke.
Yeah, he can give that to Rivas if he just hates his
Hey, we
coworkers over
remembered the Rivas trigger there. Moving the
here. Hey, we
target.
did it. All right.
Moving the target lock again. Interesting.
So Rivas and Hollow going in, and that makes sense. I mean, you've already got some leverage onto that ship. You want to get the points out of it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Uh, Lauren has some commentary about you in the chat. Charlie, let's go to the chat. Charlie, what's going on in the chat? What are people saying?
Well, that's really interesting because my chat is still not loaded. So there's probably been a whole dialogue that I've missed. Let's try to fire that up again.
Let's blame some technical difficulties here.
Uh, that's what happens when
Well,
you're living La Vida Ocho.
see, no, this is Nueve now. Now I feel bad, but technical difficulties, they happen. We're sorry, we apologize.
Yeah, it's still dead as a doornail. Let me try to restart Twitch. We'll see. We'll see if
Well, now if anybody's been commenting before you load the chat, you're not gonna be able to see it. So it's just, as far as you're concerned, it's just gone, sadly.
I'm so sorry, our audience, which was probably in the millions at that point. So I just left a whole bunch of people hanging.
All right, well, yes, definitely. So back to the action. Looks like Hollow is taking a shot at our damaged T70 friend, Joel, trying to get some points out of him, or more points. Just one hit, a focus, and a blank.
All right.
I
So it
believe
looks like
Hollow
we actually have the chat loaded now. So
ask
hello
away.
world. Right.
All right, so target lock spent for Hollow, and that'll add another hit to the roll. So 2 hits
Okay.
and 2 evades. That'll do it.
No, no disrespect turn. No, that's sad.
Disrespect. No, it was not obstructed.
It was unobstructed.
It was unobstructed. They had the ruler out while you were fiddling with Twitch chat.
Well, I'll be.
Looks like Revis is looking at a. Wow, look at how close this shot is on Revis. They do.
That is in.
Yeah, they do have
Yeah.
it in. So that is the range 1 shot potential on Revis. It is obstructed. Revis is still carrying a strain from forever ago. Where did that strain come from? Oh, it came from Hollow, duh.
Yeah. Yeah. That's hot and fresh.
Hot and fresh. All right, so we do have the range 1 Kova shot coming in here. Ooh, that looks like a cock.
Oh, that is a cock die right there. I'm right on at street level, and they are not going to re-roll
They're
it.
just totally ignoring it. So
Hmm.
Joel's got
All
the
right.
evade, has the disrespect gas turn. Not sure what's going on here with the actual gamesmanship, but we'll,
Yeah.
we'll let it
Well,
slide.
that's easy to miss if you're right on top of it. That looks very much to the world like it's a blank die. You have to get really street level with that to see that gap. And that's the nice thing about, well, it's the blessing and the curse about Tabletop Simulator is that you do have physics. So you don't just have like raw results that
Just have just
come in.
results. Yeah. All right, so we do have a range 1 shot here going into Rivas. So 4 unmodified dice. This is where the bump can save you or the bump can kill you. Oh, the bump that's just 1 hit.
Oh no.
And with the strain spent on the earlier attack from Kova, 2 evades will definitely do it. So Joel shrugging off the statistical unlikelihoods there. And looks like we're going to see a range 2 shot into Muse, who
Oh,
does
we've
have a
got some chat commentary. Unfortunately, Jacob missed a golden opportunity to use a 3-die heroic on Kova.
That's true. We haven't seen any heroic rerolls. I do believe we have seen some blanks. That looks like Joel is going to be safe. Yep, got the evade.
But we're giving him a penalty point because he keeps rolling out of the box. Shame.
All right, so now we're into Muse. Muse looking for some return fire. Jacob's plucky T70 here has been holding out points for quite some time. Joel's trying to find them.
I mean,
2 on 2 could do it. Got to focus. That's going to be 2 hits once we spend the focus. There it is. So this could be half points here. See some natties. Oh, just the 1.
There we go, right over the threshold. However, it took that long to do that, which is really nice. And you are the #1 X-Wing hater of the Southeast. But
what is going on?
There is. Oh, did we have a conversion?
We did. We spent the focus, so we dodged out of that shot.
That's right. He did bank a focus. Okay.
Yeah, he had a focus waiting for him. So we got one final shot here from Revis. Rolled the 1 crit, spinning the target lock, make it a hit crit. So we got another potential here. Gonna have to have some real natties this time.
Oh,
just the 1 evade.
And
so that will be a crit going in, and Joel will get half points out of a T70. And let's see what kind of crit we're looking at here.
Not enough gap on that to call it a cock die.
Charlie, what kind of crit we got sitting there?
Let me get over to that side of the table.
Come on now. We
All
have
right.
expectation.
I know, right? What we've got.
Blinded pilot. All right. It does give up half points now. So Joel has destroyed 54 points to Jacob 16. And I starting to get harder and harder for Jacob to find a way back into this. He's got a lot of guns left. Nothing's off the board yet. He just
Right.
needs that one turn where he can apply a lot of guns and get some targets off the board.
The problem is the positioning leading into this next turn is all against him. You've got Kova that's going to fecklessly chase Hollow. You've got these X-Wings, which
Well, now, hold on now. Before we get into Kova chasing anybody, Kova has an Ion token now. Disable Power Regular just triggered on that turn.
oh, that's right. So at this point, now it's the Kylo show. So he's about to come in and start hunting and possibly
But so
removing Kova.
this is why Joel Talon rolled, right? This is the turn where Kylo just takes like a 2 bank and is set up to do a boost in with a target lock and just pound Kova into the ground, right? Now this is the turn where all of this upgrade of Leia, the unpredictability, can he reverse, et cetera, it all just goes
Right,
away. The ion
right.
locks you down.
So the one thing I will say on this is I am not that bank clears that cloud. So whatever he's doing, he's going to go over a cloud. So if you're going to do that, just rip the band-aid off and probably do a 3 bank.
Are we
And
looking at Kylo here?
looking at Kylo,
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you could fit a 2 bank and just go right around the front of that cloud. Honestly, you got to clear that stress if you want to do
hmm,
actions after.
yeah, let's see. Let's get right up on top of it. So that cloud, the tip of that cloud is right over the middle dividing line of that ship. So that's I don't think that clears at any speed if he's back.
Oh, okay, yeah, I brought the camera in. Let the audience get a closer look here. Yeah, so you need to two hard this to and looking at the angle. Once we get down in here at the angle, a two hard probably sets you up pretty well. Just do a bank boost and you're right up on Kova anyways.
Right. I mean, your forces up. Just get the distance. Let everything else handle itself later. You don't care. Any damage, except maybe by these two T-70s coming around the bend. And if they
Well, now
do, then they probably have no actions.
there's a problem for them in that they have to move before Kova. So
Right.
Kova is going to be gumming up the works, and there's going to be real hard to get around that bend.
Right. Now, one of the things that can happen, I mean, this could be a good opportunity for Lita to pop. And if any of these guys want to go ahead and do a 4K with benefits, I mean, that's certainly within the
Okay
cards.
with benefits, good grief.
Yeah, man.
Now Revis is set up for a pretty good turnaround here, where you could even on like a 2 sloop, you might could block the damaged T7, the heavily damaged T70, the green one, number 2. There we go. We'll get it right.
Yep.
Um, you might could block that and set it up for, I guess maybe Muse if you don't block Muse in the process as well.
I mean, well,
Yeah, I don't think you can fit in there and not block Muse. So that's
yeah,
probably off the
like
board.
unfortunately for Muse, it looks like all the things that she wants to do is going to be covered up. However, you are right in the sense that I mean you could very easily 4K Rivas right here
Yeah.
and block.
Set up for
Uh,
two shots. Yeah.
right, and Muse can actually be the blocker in this situation. So
Okay. Yeah, I
you
like
can
that
flip that.
reverse.
Yeah. So there's options, and then
No.
the thing that really just puts the icing on the Hollow doesn't have to be here at all. He does
Yeah. I
not
mean,
have to.
Hollow has a bunch of options in front of her that don't involve turning right because there's a gas cloud. But
Mhm.
Joel's already up. You don't really have to press the attack right now. Just
Exactly.
get your maneuver around. Nothing's looking at you. And if it wants to turn around to look at you, it's going to be kind of hard pressed to do it.
You the space, you reposition. If you need to come in, you can, but you don't have to right now.
Now, Jacob could look at maybe, going a little crazy here and throwing down some town rolls and trying to get behind Hollow. Gas cloud, if you're going to get stressed, gas cloud be damned anyways, right?
Um, I don't think that that's going to give you the pursuit angle that you're going to want. Now, what I'm looking at, if you're going to set anybody up, either
Mhm.
red 3 or red 1 for a 4K, taking advantage of that Leia, go ahead and getting that action. You're in a decent fighting position to possibly threaten Rivas in that situation, possibly threaten Muse in that situation.
You could
Whether
maybe
you
even
threaten,
threaten Kyle.
I mean, if you want to put yourself in front of Kylo, like, if he shoots
Agree.
at you, that's just gravy.
That has its own problem, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So,
you've already gotten half out of Kova. Getting half out of another T70 could feel pretty good. We have also kind of ignored now the number one T70 is still sitting on the Black One title. So there is an opportunity for something to happen there as well.
that
I
is
don't know
true.
what. I don't know what we might see there.
So you could potentially set yourself up if you're reasonably sure about where Kylo's pursuing, you could
Right?
throw it to do that. I don't know if that's necessarily the best use of it, but right now Jacob's running out of a lot of options, so
Yeah, time. Yeah,
that probably needs to
the
be on.
round. Yeah, time isn't against him, but the round counter is, and we're gonna start
It
seeing.
sure
There's
is.
that 4K for Rivas,
Yeah,
as we are now through 6 rounds.
there's the block.
There's the block. Yep, this is everything is proceeding as Charlie has foreseen.
Moves the dice, turns it to a hit.
What?
I guess we won't count it. No, it's fine. He just he rolled it against the boundary.
Oh, the wounded pilot. I forgot that was even a thing. All right, now here is your three bet. Just gonna be a boost. Okay. So I was wondering if we might see doing that 3 maneuver. If we might start looking to see a slam coming in. No, wait. Slam is on this one, maybe? Yeah, I'm not 100%.
It
Doing a three
is
card.
on.
It's on the one that just moved, right? The
Yeah,
first
it's
one
on
we
red
had.
one.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
the one that's trailing over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
But
thought that that was going to be the time to go ahead and use Leia, which it could be
well,
red
now
too.
if you're trying to keep Kova alive, you want to hold on to all your mods, right?
Right. Now
Because he's
you
gonna get
could
the
if you okay.
dodges the block. Jacob sees it coming, jumps over both ships. No shot out of the TIFOs coming up this round. 4K right here.
How does the timing work on that? That's actually a good question. Because you announce it when you reveal or when you execute.
Well, the card is actually
Oh,
sitting
he's
right.
he's gone over a gas. Never mind. We've
Did
rendered it
he?
moot.
Did he actually? They're checking that. Did he actually clip it?
He has gone over the gas.
And
Womp womp.
looks like it rolls for the strain and picks up the strain.
So it looks like chat's expecting a two sleep from Hollow over here, which
Never mind.
I
So
mean,
that's
if you're committed to aggression, that's certainly an option. And Hollow can do that with full mods too, which is really nice.
working off that proud tradition.
Oh yeah.
And there is the inevitable one straight. It is blue, so he is going to clear that strain token, which is helpful. Gets his only action available to him, which will be the focus. Looking around now. Can't coordinate.
Yep.
There we go. Take the inevitable focus. Sit on your mods. Face one, maybe two shots. Let's see. We'll see what Kylo and Hollow have up their sleeves.
All right. So too hard. So that
We'll clear that
that
nice.
probably clears.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, nice.
Okay.
They put the tempo down just to be sure. Still don't know why there's a tractor token attached to Kylo, but it's there. So it clears the stress. Kylo's got options. Got honestly, a really easy, just take the target lock, boost in.
Yeah,
And you've got either
there's no
option.
reason.
You could kill the T-70 or you could jump into Kova, right? And I think this turn you go into that T-70, boost in, get the range one shot into the T-70,
See, I
and spare
disagree. I think Kova because I mean, if you're
no,
looking
no.
at the
You've got
points,
an unmodified T-70 on 3-hole. Jump on that.
I don't know. Like he's got assets that can deal with that at another time. This is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and take Kova and her unpredictability out of the game.
I mean, that's true. Getting Lay off the board would be good. Joel obviously still considering his options here.
Mhm.
Take a look at the little bit of an angle here. Joel's still thinking about it.
So if he commits onto red two, I mean that is dead to rights of range one. So he is.
Absolutely. There's the target lock. Here comes the boost. Stress comes back. Yeah, range one shot. Tokenless. Only gonna roll one green die. T7.
And so what he might actually okay.
Low with the sloop. Yep.
Call the sloop. Very nice.
Yeah, I really like Jacob's play to run that 4K. Would have felt a lot better without that happening because you probably would have popped Leia there, taken your action.
So this just in. Apparently, Kiki the cat is hearing your dulcet tones and cannot find you.
Oh no, is she looking for? She was doing that when we did the Quiplash Discord. Everyone talking, and Kiki could only confirm two people in the room. She was very concerned.
Well, little do most people know that the Barron's podcast it's not only the most popular in the Southeast, but it's also popular worldwide with cats.
Number one amongst cats worldwide.
I agree. And there goes the stress. And Muse says, "What stress?"
Yeah, so Joel went ahead and took the barrel roll. Looks like. Looking at our options, gonna jump back up to a little
I don't.
higher view here.
Yeah, I don't hate that because Joel's in a prime position now to leverage that into a one hard to continue to chase these X wings, assuming that he goes ahead and deals with Kova this round.
All right, we're indicating a shot here, and I do believe this is the Kylo range one coming in, which
Yep,
is the
big money,
T70 die.
big
Ooh,
money indeed.
2 hits and a crit. Facing one die, spin that target lock. There
Yep.
it is.
Might as well go ahead and seal it if you can. And he
And
definitely can.
here's
That's
your
going to be
little
a force
easy
bet.
spin. Yes. So nothing that Jacob can do about that with the full shot, full string coming in. And add on the blank to boot. Heroic to roll 2 dice.
The playtesting works.
Not that it was going to save you because it's overkill.
And direct hit.
Just
So
add
speaking of
on, just
overkill,
add. Let's jump over here. And so we are dead and off the board. Well, but
right?
So Hollow's got a whole bevy of options here. Now, see, here's your chance. You get a little extra damage in Kova, right?
Oh yeah. Well, because you go that because you know that Rivas is going to fall, so there's no reason not to.
Yeah, you're going to see 2 shots here into Kova. You may very well put it into her here.
Mm-hmm.
No, as that was an ion blue move. There's not even anything on your dial technically to even reference. 2 hits and a focus, easy spin. 3 hits.
Okay.
Now let's see what Kova can do here.
Oh, that
That is
is
one evade.
looking right at that die, and that is not cocked.
So one evade means 2 damage coming into Kova.
Yep.
Am I reading that correctly? Yes.
So we are sitting on 1.
Yes, Kova is hurting right now. So Charlie, prior to this turn, you were talking about your power prioritization, but we may be looking at a turn here where Joel clears both the T70 and Kova.
I mean, that's why
And
he's a
that is
two-time System Open champion, and I'm not.
that
He's really computed the math and found it wanting.
now that is going to be a rank shot from a 2 dice gun that doesn't have a mod because the target lock is gone now. So I mean, it's not certainly not guaranteed, and it's just the one hit showing. So
One
that
can
is
do it.
enough. 2 blanks will do it. There is heroic if they remember it. Not
Not
like
today.
that though. That
No.
will keep Kova safe and alive. So Muse obviously had no shot there. So we are through with maybe round 7. It looks like we're through with round 7.
That is 7 as of now. So we've got several different things. Now you'll reasonably expect Hollow to near 2 X-Wings again. So probably I would say like a 1 bank would be enough to kind of get in, and that possibly if Kova goes slow enough, that lets you try to finish that work.
Yeah. Now, oftentimes you're probably going to see Kova moving pretty slow, and just because that's where the shenanigans happen.
Yep,
Um, so yeah, I think just slowing Hollow down and kind of banking around that cloud because the cloud kind of creates that nice barrier between you and a couple of T70s here.
absolutely. Could potentially because you can reverse back and avoid the cloud if you wanted to do that. But I don't know
Yeah.
if necessarily that's the best choice.
Well, it certainly makes your next turn interesting.
It does.
And it also kind of reduces the impact of your gun because most likely your shots will be obstructed. Reduces fire, but you know,
Absolutely. Now,
at this stage of the game, is trying to find some way to get some points back.
now you could potentially in this situation uh, go ahead and action up one of the 4Ks over here, say with red 1. If you
Okay.
believe that Hollow is coming in to try to finish the work, full leverage. Uh, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hollow comes in, and all likelihood this turn,
Most
and
likely.
then
No, this could be the turn there. Now, red 1 with the black dial there could maybe look to do like a too hard slam and fit right in front of Hollow. Possibly, it'd be real close,
ooh, I'm looking at it
that'd be
now.
a real edgy move, but it is possible.
It is. So if you did that, 2-2 there, then you could do a too hard boost to
Mhm.
catch. But then that is a wing and a prayer.
I mean, now you could get real crazy, and with Leia out there, I believe if I'm thinking this through right, you could actually dial in a 3 Talon roll, Leia to prevent the stress, and then go ahead and slam off of that.
That is true.
It opens up some really interesting opportunities, and I to see Jacob pull something out of his out of a hat here with the Black One title.
I mean, this is now the time to do it. You are on the ropes. You've lost. You're down a ship. Your support piece and all of your points effectively are down to 1 hull. So if you're going to do something crazy,
Of course, the real risk is you punch all the buttons, right? You do all the things, and you finish your position, and Kylo does like a 2 bank, and just blast you range with no mods, right? And that feels pretty awful too.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I mean, this is one of those things, and a lot of players are always asked, like, well, what should I have done here, and everything like that. And it's uh, the best thing that is that you need to be keenly aware of how much risk that you can and should shoulder at any given time in the game. And so, if you're in Jacob's, you need to start considering dropping bombs like Hail Marys, like go deep,
Now the
air
least thing
raid
you've done here,
offense. True.
I'm just messing with you here. Yeah, now Jacob is down 60 points at 76-16. So it's not an insurmountable climb. It's just that he doesn't have any damage into the real point carriers on Joel's side in, well, Kylo mostly, and also Hollow.
Right. Now, one thing that could happen, so like the pieces that he's actually done work on, Muse and Rivas, if he wanted them, he could potentially make some moves. It's
Rivers
still not going
coming
to be easy.
forward. We've got dials flipping out here. So Rivers coming forward on the 3 straight and picking up a focus. And now here is your sloop from Muse.
Yeah, because free real estate.
Yeah, with proud tradition bringing in the focus. A wounded pilot roll, right? We haven't seen that end yet. Did he roll a
I
blank
mean,
on that again?
yeah, he's been rolling clean on that for a while.
He's rolling the opposite of fire on that, which is what you want to see if you're carrying it around. But
Well, now this is really interesting. So he's effectively closed himself off binary. He's going to do a one hard in towards the danger or one hard away. He might actually be coming in now. He may think that he's got enough momentum to do it.
looking at the black one, we may be seeing the 3 hard slam. Now we burned the charge.
Is he going to talent? Does he have the
I
room
don't,
to talent?
I don't think you talent here. Of course, I had this earlier question of how the heck do you slam in TTS? Let's get the reset the dial and do it again.
Ah, well,
There's the slam into the extra 3 hard.
So if he one hearted away, then you've got 4 dice coming into to hollow, which feels pretty good. If he one hearted in, that
Right? Yeah.
and if this other guy is coming in like a 2 hard and boosts in, all
I see a
that
Talon roll here. Just based on that maneuver. Yep, there's your Talon.
talent also works.
And it looks like
Actually, the talent might not. Let's see how the arc lines up. That's going to be really close. No, actually,
like,
no, it's not.
yeah, that's pretty good spot to be in. It looks like Jacob took the weapons disabled on the black one title there, and Kova with the reverse. Oh, looks
This
like
is a good
Kova's
move.
gonna dodge Rivas's arc. We'll have to see where Hollow ends up.
I gotta say, this is a pretty good hedge.
All right, there's Kylo coming around the cloud. Not gonna be able to do anything on a boost, I don't believe.
I mean, he can get closer towards the kill zone.
Yeah, he can move closer to the shooty thing.
Yeah, I don't hate that. That's pretty good.
All right, so it looks like Kylo is going to take a lock here on the bumped T70.
Yep. So just taking a look at Red Expert, he's down to 1 shield, so this could be an opportunity for half points here.
Yes, absolutely. Hollow there on the one bank.
Ah,
And
clears it.
Joel, clean fit there. Got quite a bit of space, actually, once you get in there.
The
Got just a
machine
little
over
too
here
ahead of the net.
calculated a wholesome 3 pixels. He knew that that was there.
Yeah, I will appreciate TTS over Vassal just because I sat in Vassal view a lot of the time. But then when the maneuver happens, you can rush in there and try and zoom in and look at it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's clutch. That really changes this round.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Joel looks at doing with Hollow here. Still in the arc of that. Oh, nope, that's weapons disabled. Just zoom in here and just go ahead and that's what we're calling this.
Wait,
Oh no,
so
that is
no,
ion.
he took an ion, not a
He
weapons
took the
disabled.
charge. He took the ion.
Yeah.
I understand. That T-70 is weapons hot and it will be fire.
Hmm. So you've got space to barrel roll.
Right, here comes the strain, so we're going somewhere.
So you take the barrel roll to force a range 2, and then an evade and hope for the best. Oh, okay. We won't.
Got the target lock, yeah.
I mean, the points that you take for killing Kova, it's a good hedge against if you just absolutely screw up and get half points on Hollow.
And there is the focus for Hollow. Yeah, dropping down to 2. Well, no, you're going to pass that strain away anyway, so.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Kylo probably.
I would hand it off to Kylo. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Kova ends up with a shot here, you've got a gas cloud protecting you. Oh no! Wow.
Oh, okay, okay. He wants Rivas to get the target lock, I believe.
Yes.
And I believe Rivas resolves that target lock.
Oh, Kylo just developed a side art. Not sure what's going on there. It looks like Kylo is firing on the T-70 over here. So that's 3 dice all over the world.
Wow. Joel's doing his best to make our job as difficult as possible. We
He is
appreciate that.
really, I had a great idea here with the dice cam and whatnot. And he's just like, no, I don't think so. So 2 hit and a crit for Joel. That's 1 evade for the T-70. That will absolutely be worthy of some damage, though. That is a shield and hit.
Yep. There's the half points that we were talking about.
Direct, so that's half points with some spice on it.
Indeed.
So just like that, we are down on the number 1 T-70. And Hollow yet to fire here. It looks like we're looking at a range 2 Kova, most likely obstructed. Absolutely obstructed. Yep. Coming in here on Kova's 3 green.
Yep. Pretty good chance to. Well, we'll see.
Woo! Hit crit. Probably spend the lock here on that focus. Keep your mods for defense.
Maybe.
Come on, Joel. You gotta learn how to pick up and put down dice. There comes the lock. So that will be the lock spin. And that's another hit. 2 hits and a crit coming into Kova now. Does have the gas cloud.
And we'll use it.
And yep, that will. Lucas got the gas cloud. That's almost the only shot coming in. You got 1 more shot coming in from long range, but
yep,
you spend it now to stay alive.
True. And since it's second edition X-Wing, that long distance plinky little shot, that can kill you.
It can. Now, gas clouds are a real thing.
That is true. That is true.
All right, so it looks like Kylo, in fact, yes, Kylo was range 1 in there, so is in Kova's arc. But
That's a trap. None of those are particularly good options. Looks like we may have lost Steven momentarily. So how we got to resolve this. And Steven is back. Welcome back,
Probably
Steven.
do good. All right, what happened? What happened?
It looks like we roll incoming. So that was into looks
One of the
like
time.
it looks like it's gonna be Rivas.
Looks like it doesn't matter because it's safe on the
Oh yeah.
single.
There was a whole bunch of bad choices on that shot.
That's you just roll the dice to roll the dice on that one.
Absolutely.
Jacob's got a couple of shots.
Yeah. And again, in this situation, it's like just bad shots on top of bad shots. I think at this point you just go ahead and start swinging at Hollow. Or yeah, see if he'll cough up the rock.
You think so? Obstructed with a focus?
I mean, it's either that or
Look at
Rivas, who's also obstructed with a focus.
it. Muse is at least unobstructed and has a focus. Oh, no, we're going to hollow. So Jacob agrees with your assessment about swinging and see if we can get the rock.
Hit crit.
No, here we go. Roll.
Oh no, we've got to roll it. Oh, okay, that's a less impressive.
It's terrible.
See, this is why we have dice boxes.
And got the evade. All right, now here's a spicy shot.
Piece de resistance. All right, time to half point hollow. Just
Yeah, hollow at long range there because you have another shot coming in. You want to see if you can maybe burn that focus.
Hey, you took an ion token for this. You earned it.
Yeah, you better hope something comes out of it though.
Oh.
Dice gods say no. 3 focus and a blank. That feels bad.
And that's what happens with risk. Doesn't mean that it's wrong of him to do that. I think that's still correct. Like he played this. This was very well played by Jacob this round.
From where he was, yeah, I think that he made the right choices. Just
Yeah.
Dice or dice. So here comes that range 3 shot to Kova for the 1 hit, and we're gonna spin the focus and make it 2. So Kova's at risk here, only 1 health. Got the gas cloud. Oh, that's safe.
Enough.
Just a 3 evades, no big deal. So next round, though, speaking of that ion token earlier, Jacob spot with that T70 that just took a heavy hit because Kylo was right there lurking.
That is true. So all Kylo needs is just a nice wholesome 1 bank over here, and it's all she wrote.
Does Kylo have 1 bank on it?
I don't know. That is a great question. But a 1 hard would do it as well.
Great question for the TTO dial. And let's see here. He's not bank. He's got it's 2 hards, 3 hards.
Yeah,
2 bank.
1 hard would absolutely go ahead and revoke this guy's lead. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, you just want to end up there ready to face down that 1 straight, right? So the 1 hard, put a target lock on there. 4 dice. Yep. You only got to go through 2 hole. It's very achievable.
And Hollow can very easily sleep right behind him and have full mods for it because why not?
Force the follow-up shot just in case to make sure it goes through.
Yeah. Rivas 2 sloops over here next to Kova. And
you think you 2 sloop next to Kova, or do you 2 hard in there and try to block Kova?
I think anything that you would want to do, because you could very easily, I'm just taking a look here. Because if you just go ahead and force bump with Muse, putting Muse over here threatens Kova. But also it could potentially end up preventing this red expert from getting his action. So
yeah, and now of course your number 3 up there with the green dial looks like. He's got some pretty spicy options ahead of him as well. Just a couple of easy banks maybe, and try to catch anything that's trying to pounce on Kova.
Yeah, he's got a target-rich environment for sure. It's
Well,
just gonna
yeah.
be a question.
I mean, as your friends get killed off and whittled down, the environment does become more target rich. That is how it works because
Absolutely.
it,
But
it
it's
definitely
also
looks
by
like.
yeah. It's
Go
also
ahead.
by virtue of his positioning. I mean, like, you're gonna have a lot of things falling into your net. Now, it's what can you do with that? I mean, he's definitely got a good opportunity to punish Rivas for whatever he might do.
All
Uh,
right, so there's the Rivers 3 hard, real aggressive.
I don't think he needed to put that much mustard on the hot dog.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'm not sure where Muse is going either.
That is not what I would.
That's a bump on a failed sloop. That feels really bad.
That's just an invitation to get murdered by this X-wing coming in,
That already kind of rules out Hollow on the sloop going behind Kylo
right?
because you already put a ship there. You knew a ship was going to be there, so you shouldn't have a sloop dialed in there. Um, whew,
Yeah, this,
that
this, this
feels
feels
like
like
a
a
lot of
forced error.
maneuvering.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is an unforced error.
yeah, true.
Just the simple one straight here for the green T70. It's a basic maneuver, like we said. Keep the arc wide, pick
Yeah.
up what falls in the net. Gonna boost
Oh,
though. That might be too
yeah,
aggressive.
yeah. But kind of going back, just kind of seeing the style of play, like he's been ebbing towards the aggression. I mean, he's very apt to hammer down with a lot of these boosts, and I get it.
Oh, and now we're gonna see where Joel might pay for that 3 hard here.
Mm.
Kova just politely pulls off of the bump, and
And all of a
Rivas has
sudden,
no
Rivas is
boost.
yeah, he's about to get finger cuffed by a couple of resistance pilots, so it's gonna
Yeah,
be a bad day.
sitting right in between. Now, one bonus to Muse bumping, failing that sloop, is Muse does have a shot at Kova now.
I mean, yeah, you got to get down in the count to do it.
Oh
Oh,
wow, that's surprising. I'm not gonna lie. The 3 hard makes sense now. He wanted space for Kylo.
I have
And
so many
there's the
questions.
failed 2 sloop for Hollow as well.
This is an inexplicable round. Like
This is a crazy round.
we're definitely going to have to link up with Joel after this and kind of figure out what was going on with this one.
Yeah, stick around after the game. We should be bringing the players into the chat and just kind of go through a little rundown with them on what happened and what they saw. But wow, that I don't know that 2 sloop for Hollow just blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can pass the stress, sure, that's fine, but it's yeah,
It's
that's
over, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
now
give
you
it
want to talk
Kylo.
about Jacob, man. Everything coming up Millhouse right here. Takes the ionize to try to get a good shot and doesn't get it. And he's going to get a second chance at it, basically.
Oh yeah,
Kylo doesn't even have a shot on that maneuver. Woo. Hollow will clip Kova here. Looks like range 2 obstructed.
yeah. And Kova's got Mons up, so this could potentially go nowhere. We'll see.
Yeah, well, you got to roll the dice first. So here come the
Sure.
3.
Well, not with that
Yeah,
attitude, you don't.
speaking of nowhere, that qualifies.
Hmm.
All right, gonna take a look at what Kova's got. Kova's got a target-rich environment. All of a sudden, you've
Ooh,
got a tokenless. Is that range 1?
that's range
That
one on
is range
Rivas.
1. Just clipping the corner on Rivas.
Yeah. You go ahead and take all of that one.
Oh yeah, time to get some points, baby.
I mean, you splash one and he's out of the game. No, I'm sorry. Splash all. He's only down a shield. But that could very easily happen.
Here's the range 1. That's just a hit and a crit. Now, focus isn't gonna do anything about those blanks. And
Oh.
Joel dices his way out of it.
Hmm.
That feels bad. But we've got the return shot. Return shot now on that aforementioned resistance finger cuffing. Is that also range 1? No.
That is
is
Ooh, that
range two.
is
Everybody, you can see
just
all the hands
barely
on it
range.
there. Golly, that is close. That is range two, but
Yeah.
not by much. Wow.
If the nub counted, it would be range 1, but it is not.
Looks like they're still looking at that. All right, I imagine we're gonna see the attempt at killing Rivas here again. And let's see what tokenless T70's got. Just the one.
Ooh,
Oof.
ooh.
Well, it does go
Well,
through.
let's get some points on that.
That's gonna be a half points. So Rivas gives up half. It's taken quite some time, but that is a little extra points on the board now for Jacob.
And potential for so much more.
No shot into hollow, but we do have a range one on the Muse, not by much, but it is there.
Good opportunity to take these off the board potential.
Yeah, I mean, you take Muse off the board and Jacob's maybe up.
Oh, that's
3
happening.
hits and crit will do it.
This is done.
Couple of evades, but that's
That,
not gonna matter.
nope.
So good night, sweet prince. Muse goes down on the, looks like a direct. Yep, there's the extra
Yep.
card. So Muse super dead. Woo.
Man.
This
You know
is, I
what?
tell you,
As
this game seesawed
good of a
hard
run,
right here.
yeah, as good of a run as that was for Jacob, it could have gone even better. He could have gotten a 2.
Yeah, the fail to kill Rivas there with 2 shots on him, that felt pretty bad. No tokens. Especially now, because if this turns the other way for Joel here and he pops Kova with a tokenless FO, and that does look like a range one. That is in fact range one. Clip in that corner.
Oh, yeah.
Go take a look at some dice here. So we got 3 coming in.
Oh,
Hit crit. No, not like this.
oh no.
And that does it. Kova doesn't get an extra
All over
die
but the
here. Here's
crying for
2.
Kova. That's a lot of points on the board.
The paint shows up, but the paint shows up too late to save Kovanel. Whew.
Man,
That
really hate to
hurts.
see that.
Yeah, that was a great turn for Jacob on his positioning. Really good setup, and he just didn't quite get the value from it that he needed.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that swung slightly different, and Rivas got taken off the board instead of Kova. That's a very interesting matchup that we're looking at for that next round.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, if that had happened, all of a sudden, Jacob isn't down by that much, and he's in a much better position at that point.
Absolutely.
Um,
Now, I will say this. I
obviously,
mean, we're not singing his dirge right now. Like, he's got 2 ships that are in good hunting position for Joel's entire list right now.
right, Kylo's stressed. You've got Rivas and Hollow out there unstressed, but you're not guaranteed of necessarily going in and trying to turn around and immediately fighting.
Right.
Uh,
And there's limited channels for them to kind of reposition and kind of assert themselves. So now the other thing that we've got to start thinking about, I mean, there's 3 rounds left in the game. I mean, Joel's up on points handily at this point.
yeah,
Uh, he may this may be a position to get
time
out.
to time to wave goodbye. I mean, Joel has destroyed 130 to Jacob's 46, so that's a pretty hefty chunk that Joel can give and still win, right? Rivas can die and Joel's okay.
Oh yeah.
So from that perspective, yeah, I mean, Hollow and Kylo are in a prime running position if that's what we're gonna see.
I mean, we might be 1 turn premature on this, but I don't know. Like, if I'm in this situation, I'm gone. I don't think that there's anything that's going to be settled by engaging at this point.
Well, we've talked about Joel kind of declining the high risk moves, right? Taking unnecessary shots into his ships. You may very well see him dip out here regardless, because he just kind of needs to reset. So the need to reset your engagement and the fact that the quote unquote clock or the round timer is wearing down here are both in his favor, right? They're both working for him, because one thing that he needs to do is just going to help. He's just going to fit in with the thing that he's going to do. So there's the sloop out of Revis. Like we said, you can give him up pretty easily. I don't think he's going to be able to reach out for a target lock here.
And I just realized with Rivas, we've been slightly misreading how his ability works. It is ships range 1 to 2.
Oh, he doesn't count for himself. Well, that's simple.
Right. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's fine.
Well,
So at that point, I guess he's just trying to catch red one, maybe. I don't know. I don't like that move.
He's just getting the ship turned around. Those are 3 points right now. He can give them up, and there's no consequence to his game. The real consequence here is Jacob one banking T70 number 1, and even boosting in with that random tractor beam still running around. Nobody can get rid of it for some reason. But may very well be getting in Hollow's way, and we got just a very simple one straight here. Got to keep it easy. And let's, I'd really like to see Jacob put some mods down
here. Yeah, he likes boosting in, but yeah, I think the modding the shot is going to be the better run this time.
Yeah, well, the dice haven't exactly been kind to him. All right, so Kylo taking a pretty basic maneuver there. Nothing too shocking. He was stressed.
Doesn't get out.
There's the boost,
and
there the barrel will do it. Yeah. So Joel right now in a pretty easy preserve points mood here, and here comes the sloop. Now, you want to talk about aggressive? Here it is. Obviously, Hollow has the opportunity to clean this T70 up before it gets to fire, but whew.
2 hull coming in. He's going to have full mods. He'll have both the target lock and the focus, and then he'll pass the stress, I guess, to Rivas.
You might just you're going to pick up a strain for that target lock, right?
Yeah, you might actually pass the strain to Rivas. Just I don't know.
Yeah, if you pick up the strain, does it really matter?
The strain to Rivas is interesting because at that point he becomes bait.
Yeah, he does. Well, it's not even bait at this point. He's the only shot for this other T70, right? Kylo cleared arcs, and Hollow is not far enough back to be in that arc.
That's true.
It's not bait. That's just the only shot available. Rose gets his target lock. And there is the stress pass. Yeah, no, Hollow can't get full mods on that sloop, right? Because the stress hits before the opportunity hits to.
Well, with pattern analyzer, you take the target lock.
Oh, I didn't even realize Hollow had. I didn't even notice Hollow had pattern analyzer.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Look at the cards, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why Hollow gets to pretend that she's a defender.
Oh, I'm with you now. Then hand the stress off to somebody else and do it again.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what just happened.
Yep.
All right, looks like we're going to see that shot from Hollow here. So 4 dice going into a 2 dice T70. Only 2 hull to live on as well. So
feels bad, man.
All right, this could be it. Oh, not like this. Hit 2 crits, immediate target lock spend. Joel being so kind to put them in the box.
Now he does. No love.
Jacob's got a chance to get out of this now.
Yeah.
Oh, almost the natties.
Almost.
Well, you got to spend here, right? Nope. No, you don't have a focus to spend.
He doesn't have any focus.
Oh no. Well, that will be the end there.
Hull breach. Let's get spicy with these. Okay, that's fine.
Well, that panic pilot right there at the end.
Everybody likes to see a good crit engine.
Oh yeah, little fuel leak into the direct hit with the whole breach already up or something like that. All right, well that will do it. As Jacob has removed the ship and all his tokens from the board, Tractor Beam though is still with us till the end.
That's the true hero of the game.
Yeah, looking at that range 3 shot now at Rivas. So we're gonna be looking at 3 reds versus 4 greens. No tokens on the board here for Joel. Oof.
Yeah, just one.
Do you have a focus? We did take a focus, right? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to be 2 hits.
2 hits coming into the 4 dice.
Yeah, no mods. So it can happen. Not like that, though.
What?
Oof. No damage into Rivas, still holding on to his last little bit of points. And even returning fire now. So that's going to be a range 3 shot back, but we're tokenless on tokenless, so anything can happen. And there's the single hit for Joel.
Yep.
And single evade, so.
Yep.
We'll just go ahead and roll perfectly average dice for everybody there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we are into the next round, and to the point of Joel holding on to his points and just kind of running away. He kind of did the best of both worlds there. He kept all his points and took a little more from Jacob in the process.
Yeah. Now, I mean, at this point, with the sole remaining X-wing on the board, he's full up. Like, there's no reason to be here. I mean, I know that everybody gets the bloodlust at some point. They're like, let's go ahead and clean your plate. And I will say that in 12-round format, we've seen a lot of games go to completion, but there's no reason whatsoever here to do that.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the positioning doesn't really trend to it, right? Revis is on 2 stress, but you're not even getting an action next turn. Hollow's not really in a position to come around and already be behind that T70, and Kylo's stressed, so you're probably just gonna have too hard around the gas cloud and just kind of have a lost round here. Maybe try to send Revis fast enough forward to bump the T70 and to let there be no shots.
Right, because I mean, the only potential combat that you have is if you go slow enough with Rivas to take a range 1 shot, and that's not in your favor. So there's no reason to be here. But we'll see how it goes. Did a left one? Okay, that's certainly
a
a move.
maneuver. That's
Yes,
a maneuver. I don't think it's one I would have done, but it's a maneuver. All right, looks like Jacob's going to have another chance here to pick a few more points up and put him up on his wall.
So it's an interesting choice. Well, what is the thinking between a 1 hard versus a 2 that could have potentially mitigated stress?
Yeah, I don't think you would have done a hard turn there at all. I think I would have just done like a 2 bank, clear to stress, and you probably block the T70 at that point.
I mean, I was just thinking 2 or 3 straight. Just go ahead and jam it. There's no reason to be there.
Yeah, just go straight, because Hollow doesn't make it all the way around, but she makes it most of the way around here. I mean, at that point, if you would block this T70, you can get Hollow around. That's just gravy.
Absolutely.
We talked about how there's no need for bloodlust here, but I mean, if they're free shots, take them.
Yeah. Now, another thing too, you can't discount this. One thing that we have noticed since we've all gone into social distancing mode is that since we're all playing in a wildly different format, our spatial recognition is not the same as it is on. I don't know how
It's
many
a
times.
little different. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had multiple situations where I thought I had to move dead to rights, and the computer made a fool of me.
Yeah, yeah. I think in our match, actually, in the first week of this, and it looks like that boost is maybe gonna bring Hollow around, but I'm not prepared to say yes.
I'm not
No,
gonna. That's not a bet I would make.
well, we just backed up. I'm not sure what's going on now.
Uh,
I was ready to zoom in and get a good look at it, but
was there a question as far as whether that could be done?
I don't know what the question.
Is he taking a target lock?
We already took a target lock.
I don't know what's going on here.
I don't either. Maybe it just doesn't work.
Okay, I guess.
I don't know. At this point, so we do have the range one coming in on Rivas here, so that's gonna be 4 dice for Jacob, and this should be points, right? You gotta imagine 2-hole,
Okay.
no mods. Oh, not like
Well,
this though.
uh,
Spend the focus, so that's enough to do it, but Joel's got to roll a bunch of garbage. And
oh, that's a dead
that's
riddance.
a garbage confirmed. So that is a dead TIE fighter.
That's what I'm here to see is points and garbage time.
So that will be 2 hits into Rivas. And Jacob can put another TIE FO in his back pocket.
And I mean, you look at the list designed for Joel, that's exactly what they're designed to do.
Yeah, I mean, the ties are there to hand away their points because, I mean, as you can tell, right, combined, they're worth a whopping 59 points. They're there to give away the points while Hollow and Kylo carry theirs to the end, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about the times during this game that we've actually seen Hollow or Kylo actually have to roll greens. Hasn't been that often.
No, I mean Kylo either. Neither of them have really had to play defense, right?
Absolutely.
So we got Jacob's lone T70, and what maneuver do you think we're looking at here? We're going to see a Talon roll. I mean, do we need to just? Obviously, we're about out of time, right? We're down
We are.
to the last round, I believe. So it looks like we're just going to do a 3 hard here. Maybe take a focus, just kind of preserve what points we've got. Looking at a boost, looks like. Yep, there is the
Okay.
boost. So just putting a little distance, little bit of the washing machine between him and Hollow. And Hollow
Mhm.
on a 3 hard, and I don't think a boost is going to get her around for a shot.
That I am not certain.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
it's going to
that's
shoot.
gonna be wide. That's gonna be wide.
I mean, Joel can try it because obviously there's no real risks here. There's no shots coming back to you.
He's gonna barrel roll and then boost. Yeah,
Okay.
that. I still don't think that has it. No,
Oh, it's close, but it's not close enough.
I don't think so.
We'll zoom in, let the viewers have a look here. Yeah, no, once you get that down on the table, it's close, but it's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I think 5 fat pixels, just a bit outside.
Now, Kylo, if Joel's feeling froggy, Kylo can boost, and that might be a range 3.
Yep. Yep, just a bit outside.
Yeah.
And nothing with Kylo. That's the ball game.
That I do believe that is going to do it. I think that's how they've been counting rounds. We'll
That was the final one.
be certain. As they're still kind of picking and poking here.
Well,
No, I think this is the final round. I think that they've been flipping the token at the start of the round, not the end of the round.
doing it European style.
Sure, why not? This is the Toronto method of counting rounds.
Yes, that's right. Toronto, Europe.
Toronto, Europe. Yes, everybody knows Toronto is the capital of Europe.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, just looking at that last turn and this turn, you probably just go ahead and shoot that T70 out, stay away from Kylo, preserve your points, and call it a ball game, right?
I mean, yeah. There's no reason to engage unless you're just pulling like a King Leonidas, even a God can bleed, and do it too hard and try to catch Kylo.
Too hard and boost in and try your luck, but you might also just give away half point.
Yeah. I feel pretty bad. And I'm actually not certain with our format if MOV is baked into anything.
Well, I imagine so. I don't actually know if we're even doing a cut because I only kind of read the rules before I signed up. So we got a talent roll here. So
Well, it's like everything I do. I sign all documents without reading. I just trust that everything.
what is fine print, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Joel
exactly.
brings Kylo in, and looking for that boost. Obviously, that maneuver was looking for the too hard. Woo, Hollow going fast there.
Man,
That's a white maneuver. Hollow's just gonna hold on to that strain.
just taking the handicap. It's like, all right.
I mean, I don't know. That might be range 2 out to Kylo.
No, there's no way.
Well, you could. I don't know.
Can you not just barrel roll behind the cloud and take a focus? Just end this farce. Don't do it.
Joust him, Joel. Joust him.
Joel gets a fit of vigor, and no, he's being Joel. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There's the barrel roll behind the cloud.
So now you take your deplete and just go away. Okay.
Range 3 obstructed, boys. The dream.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There is. Always a chance. Nothing like some unmodified range 3 obstructed through cloud dice, right?
That's what I'm here for. Perfectly average. Yep.
Spinning the target lock that he's been dragging around for a while.
No.
Ooh, 2 and a crit.
It's still not enough for half points, but let's see.
Kylo's got a shot.
He does.
Oh well, not like that. That's a clean evade.
Not with that attitude. It's gonna be one shield though.
No, gas cloud now.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know this is what happens when you take your eyes off of it just momentarily and you see one die in the dice box.
Range 2 obstructed. Okay, all right. Kylo getting ready to come in. One hit again. We got a force for sure. There's the target lock.
Mathematically eliminating half points. Good job. We did it.
Yeah. Spins the force for 2 hits because why not?
It's free real estate.
And that's safe.
All right. Now, that is officially the ball game.
Well, Jacob's got a shot. Come on now.
Oh.
Range 3 obstructed.
Even a god can bleed. Do it.
Take
him look like a jerk.
I would love to see him take half here.
Oh my god. Roll 4.
All right. So strain is in effect.
Yep.
3 dice rolling.
Oh.
2 hit. Not like this.
No.
All focus?
Roll all focuses. Do it. That is not all focuses. One
So that
focus.
will take one shield.
We did it, boys. Mission accomplished.
Well, we got a little blood off Hollow, but in the end, it's only a flesh wound. All right, I'm going to hop on down and see if they will join us. So I will be right back.
Excellent.
Say what now?
Hello.
Sure. Pull us where we need to go.
You made it. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
And I brought friends.
All right.
All right, so Joel and Jacob, Joel, congratulations on a thrilling win. Jacob, you put up a good fight. Well, I guess we'll go to the victor first. Joel, how are you feeling after that game?
I was feeling pretty good. In my previous iterations of flying FO with Hollow, I had a lot more generic spam accompanying Hollow, and so it was really easy to ditch tokens when I wanted to ditch them. And in this game, I really had to think about making sure either Muse or Revis ended up in range 2 of Hollow, and once they were gone, it was much more difficult to actually be aggressive and get the positions that I wanted with Hollow.
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting, I guess, result of shifting into getting Kylo instead of 2 more bodies.
Yeah, it was a very ace centric style of play. Charlie and I were both remarking maybe a couple rounds ago that it felt like Hollow had to roll green dice on defense. It was always kind of nibbling at the edges.
Yeah.
So Jacob, obviously, condolences on the loss.
That's good.
But how are we feeling after that? How do we feel?
Oh, I'm fine.
You're fine?
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
I mean, I don't know. I think I was bunched up a little too much.
Yeah. It looked like you had a kind of a interesting in, and then you got kind of caught in a swirl where all three of your T70s were kind of up there in the middle of gas clouds and had FOs kind of sticking out all around them.
Yeah. Some tough FOs too.
I did once the game was a little bit kind of leaning towards Joel, you had some really, really great positioning turns, and I was really impressed with some of the kill boxes that you were setting up, and obviously it was a little risky and it didn't end up panning out the way that you necessarily wanted it, but I was just kind of wondering if you could walk through some of those kill box moves that you had.
Talking about mine.
Yes.
I mean, I got stuck in the middle there in just nasty bumps, and hell, half the time I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just choose violence and try and get the best thing I can.
I like it.
Well, I was really impressed. And we were both kind of rooting for you. Had the black one slam there to come around and get a shot off. Because you had a couple of chances, that chance, and then the next turn, I believe, where you really had a couple of chances there to go ahead and take both of the TIE FOs off the board and kind of not necessarily level the playing field, but get the game maybe a little more stable in your direction.
Especially that turn where I misjudged absolutely everything and every single one of my ships bumped.
Well, yeah, and what two range 1 shots at Revis and with nothing.
Yeah. You trapped Revis between two things. Joel just kind of dangled some ships out there. Charlie and I both said we were talking about how Hollow was gonna Kylo was gonna do like a 1 hard into the Ion T70, and then Hollow was going to sloop behind Kylo, and they were both just going to take the T-70 off the board before it could shoot. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then Muse does the 2-sloop and bump, and we're both like, well, we know Hollow's not doing a 2-sloop anymore because Muse is right there. And then here comes Hollow doing a 2-sloop.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not used to sloops. I mean, I know they're 2 banks, but I don't know. Somehow they look different.
It was like watching somebody who suddenly gets like an inner ear thing. Yeah, it's a little stupid. But we were also talking. I know the transition to all digital competitive format has been very interesting, to say the least, for a lot of us. And a lot of times when you're looking in that 3D space, it's not exactly 3D the way that in the flesh is 3D. So we were wondering if any of that had any impact on some of these impactful rounds when you were playing that.
I think it did. That was the only round that I was really in places I didn't expect to be, because there was that one turn where I slooped Muse and it just barely clipped the gas cloud, but I was expecting it to, and that was okay because at least 2 of his T-70s were gonna have to go past me, but there was that one round where just everything bumped, and that was not intentional. So.
See, you're never supposed to admit the foibles. You're supposed to say, no, it was clearly part of my plan.
It was 100% part of my plan to give him free shots on all of my ships, and only by a fluke of dice let Revis survive and take off the one ship I was trying to kill.
So the real question that all of our viewership, and by all of our viewership I mean us, wants to know: what is the secret of this tractor token right here?
What was going on with the tractor token?
I don't know. I think it's the ghost of the CIS claiming their next victim.
You didn't know it, but you both had there's a Nantex, a cloaked Nantex chasing you around the board.
It's just like, no, get back here! I'm trying to eat you.
Probably somehow came on over with that giant ass rack that was there earlier too.
Yeah.
Yes, Joel, as winner of this round, you clearly have won the 400-pound Chiranu. So congratulations.
Thank you.
The 400-pound Chiranu, Lord. So Jacob, I got to ask, you're out of the Dothan area?
I am, yes.
How long have you been playing X-Wing?
Since July of last year.
Cool.
So yeah, not long at all.
Yeah.
Could have fooled me. Like pretty salty.
I don't know.
You were in there, in there willing to scrap. Have you played some of this before? Are you normally playing Resistance? Or are you trying out some new stuff in the digital era?
No, I've just been this was the last list I had on the table, and I'm real comfortable with the Resistance. So I go back and forth with the Resistance and FO though. I hadn't gotten Hollow to work right, so I do like him, but.
Well, maybe some I don't want to call it tips, but some insight maybe into it here. That the real key is you 2-sloop into your own teammates and then you hand them their
That was it.
Problem.
Damn well-cooked steak sitting out there just for the feasting, and nope, you can't even touch it.
It's magic, baby. It's just magic.
Yeah, I haven't actually had the opportunity to put Covanel on the board yet. I really love. Just the Kova with Leia, Heroic and R4. The whole upgrade obviously helps you out a little bit, and it's a nice bonus to put on top. But just the core of that, the squirrely, being able to back up and maybe reach out and help a teammate out and everything.
Well, see, and I usually use her coordinate a lot more, and I don't think I did it once. Maybe one time, the whole time.
Early. Yeah, you did it early when you had the T-70 that went maybe a little too fast and bumped.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, no, like I said, I haven't had a chance to put it on the table yet. I really like the idea of it as a support ship, and I liked what you were, looking to do with it. Obviously, there are a couple of moments where you were like, I got 2 range 1 shots. This is as good as it gets, and your dice were like, what if they were?
Yeah. Usually, she's a little more resilient too, but.
So one thing that we were looking for in a lot of the rounds, because you've always got to be aware of the capability of Leia and everything like that. So were you what was there a particular leverage point that you were looking at as this is going to be like where I go ahead and do a white talent and get actions, or were you pretty reassured and kind of keeping that to keep Kova's dial wide open and play it like that?
I think with the fact that when Kylo was rushing down the side, which I should have been aware of because I do like Kylo a lot, but when he came down and so much damage got put on Kova so quick, it was almost better for me to just dial a red, make it white, to have the extra die, and then just fly the T-70s like they're by themselves.
Yeah. The
That makes
flanker
sense.
kind of robbed you of your support, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I gotta ask though, because I was really curious. Have you you said you've played this on the table a fair bit. Have you had the opportunity yet to do the white talon roll with the T-70 into a slam using Leia?
No, I actually haven't. Like I've used slam, even counting this one, maybe 3 times. So slam, I'm still trying to figure out when to use it.
Yeah, that was one of those things I was looking at. I was like, he could 3 talent right here, make it white, maybe do like a 3 bank or something at the end of it. But that's such a huge move across the table. It's really hard to visualize it. You're committing a lot of resources to it. So I can see where it wouldn't come up often. It just
Well, and then with all of his ships and different initiatives spread out, it's like, well, his 1s and 2s are going to be in my way, and then his 5s aren't going to be out of my way. So, hell, where do I go?
Yeah.
kind of nibbles up your options out there. Well, I think that the last final question, Joel, now that you have won this game, what are you going to do now?
I think I am going to go to bed.
That's a great answer because Disney World is closed. Well, alrighty, thank you both for taking both agreed to hop on and play your game on stream, but also taking a little extra time out of your night to jump in and talk with us afterwards. That is going to do it for us this week. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday for round 4 of the League of Barons. Until then, I'm Steven.
And I'm Charlie.
And y'all have a good night.